with it, you're already behind the curve. So easy starting training anyway. You're lifting your lightest weights, you're going your slowest. You want something hard? Try do what I'm doing. 275, 276. For this New Year's resolution, why don't you try something different? Try reaching a state of grace. What's that? Sounds like some sort of New Year, New Age hooey-balooey. Is it that? No, that's Graceland in the state of Tennessee. Well, it's the bowed head reverence that you take when I say grace. I hope not.
Is it the demeanour of this little girl?
Oh, cute. But no. For my New Year's purpose, the state of grace is something inside all of us where doing something is easy and enjoyable. If you want to be scientific about it, it's probably 50 to 70% effort when the effort feels relatively comfortable. You're releasing more painkilling endorphins and producing pain and releasing huge amounts of natural opiates like serotonin and oxytocin. You psychologically believe you can complete the task, self-confidence, and the thought of task completion makes you feel good about who you are, self-esteem. It's different to the zone because the zone is a place for close to maximum effort. You can't live in the zone. You can live in a state of grace. Most of all, a state of grace is not about anyone else. It's only about you. It's inside you and within your control. You can reach a state of grace in anything, but as I love exercise, I'm going to focus on a state of grace in that. Now here are two things you may or may not know. One, the world is not fair. In a computer game, when you start, level 1's the easiest and it gets progressively harder. It's the opposite in fitness. When you start on a fitness journey, that's the time that you need the most help and assistance. You need it to start on lush green grass. It actually starts on jagged rocks. It's the time that your 100% is at its lowest, so your 50% is even lower, when the pain and challenge is highest because it's all new, disused or injured, when you're the furthest from your goal so you don't get the visual or psychological feedback that would keep you going, when you have the least amount of examples to draw on that you can do it, and the most amount that you can't, and that doubt makes it harder to complete. When you do complete the session, you get the least satisfaction for the completion, the least lasting effect for who you are, and the lowest carryover into the next session. When you're established in the flow with time served, your 100%'s higher, so your 50%'s higher, but you also feel the relative difference between your current and old 50%. Crude example. You start at 50 kilos bench press and you do 25 kilos. You feel like a chump, you think you look like a chump, and it's still hard. When you can bench the ton and you do 50 kilos, you feel better, look better, and mentally it's easier because you feel and look better. If you bench 200 and you're doing a ton on your easy day, then you feel great, you look great, and you're getting so much positive feedback from all the miring that might be going on that the bar floats. This phenomenon applies to everything in life. Work, shopping, raising kids, DIY. If you run 5k in 30 minutes, 50% of that is 1 hour, which is walking pace. That doesn't feel as great as if you can do 5k in 15 minutes, which is an easy 30 minutes for a 5k, which feels epic. If the world was fair, it'd all be the opposite, but it's not. Biology makes it hardest at the beginning. And two, you've been lied to. You're told by practically everyone who's ever reached a good level or higher how hard it is and how hard they worked. I think they're describing overcoming the beginning of their journey, not their current position. When you're in a good place, the following are far higher. Capacity, skill, ability, endorphin response, self-confidence, and self-esteem. This means that although the product produced is far bigger and better, it's actually easier because it's only the effort itself that's the challenge. Your biology, physically, mentally, and emotionally assist you with the effort. When you start, the product is very small and you're in constant conflict between your physical, mental, and emotional self. Starting's like having a bladder infection. It's very hard to pass a very small amount of liquid. When it's healthy and you drink, you're not sweating, you're whistling.
Mental doggy bag time.
Try starting or resuming training to reach that state of grace, because that's within us all and can be achieved. Except that it's hardest on day one when you're at the bottom rung of the ladder and do it anyway, knowing that it's going to get easier with time. Life and training is unfair, so stick with it so that the unfair can work for you. And maybe I was wrong. Maybe that is a true state of grace. Hit the thumbs up if you're hitting the New Year comeback trail, share this with someone who is, and if you think he lied, then please subscribe.
Woo!